I told my friend her joke crossed a line publicly. My best friend Lindsay and I have been inseparable since freshman year of college. 8 years of friendship, bridesmaids at each other's weddings, the whole thing. So when she asked me to host her baby shower at my house, I didn't hesitate. I spent 3 weeks planning, custom decorations, a catering order that cost me $400. I even took 2 days off work to set everything up perfectly. The morning of the shower, I was running on 4 hours of sleep and pure adrenaline. My house looked like a Pinterest board exploded in the best way possible. 35 guests were coming, Lindsay's entire family, her husband's family, our whole friend group. Everything was going perfectly until the gift opening segment. Lindsay was sitting in the decorated chair I'd set up, surrounded by presents. Everyone was oohing and ahhing over tiny onesies and baby blankets. Then she opened my gift. It was a handmade baby quilt. I'd spent 2 months sewing it. Each square had fabric from meaningful moments in our friendship. Her wedding dress scraps, a piece from the shirt she wore when she found out she was pregnant. I'd sewn her baby's initials into the center with gold thread. Lindsay looked at it and laughed, not a grateful laugh, a mocking one. She held it up for everyone to see and said, "Oh wow, this looks like something my grandmother would make if she was blind and drunk." The room went dead silent. I felt my face burn. 35 people were staring at me. Lindsay's mother-in-law had her hand over her mouth. My own mother was there, watching her daughter get humiliated. Lindsay kept going. "I'm kidding, obviously. But seriously, did you follow a YouTube tutorial or something? The stitching is so uneven." She tossed it aside like it was nothing. Like 2 months of my life meant nothing. I stood there, frozen. Everyone was looking at me with pity. Some people laughed nervously. Her sister actually snorted. I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I wanted to disappear into the floor. But something inside me snapped instead. I walked to the center of the room and picked up the quilt from where she'd thrown it. I held it up so everyone could see it clearly. "Since Lindsay wants to critique my work publicly," I said, my voice shaking but loud, "let me explain what this actually is." The room went completely still. "This square is from her wedding dress. This one is from the shirt she wore at her gender reveal. This piece is from the blanket we shared during our first college road trip. Every single square represents a moment in our friendship." Lindsay's smile faded. "I spent 2 months making this, every night after work, every weekend, because I thought that's what best friends do. They show up, they put in effort, they don't humiliate each other in front of 40 people for a cheap laugh." Someone gasped. I think it was her aunt. Lindsay stood up. "I was just joking. You're being so dramatic right now." I looked at her, really looked at her, and I realized this wasn't the first time she'd done something like this. It was just the first time I'd noticed. Every backhanded compliment, every joke at my expense, every time she made me feel small so she could feel big. "I'm not being dramatic," I said. "I'm being honest." For the first time in 8 years, I set the quilt down on the nearest table. "You can keep it or throw it away. I don't really care anymore, but I'm done pretending your cruelty is just your sense of humor." I walked out of my own house, got in my car, drove to a coffee shop, and sat there for 2 hours while my phone exploded with messages. Half the guests texted me saying I was right. Her mother-in-law sent me a long message about how she'd noticed Lindsay's behavior for years, but didn't know how to address it. Lindsay texted me 17 times, first angry, then defensive, then finally apologetic, but it was too late. I went home that night and found the quilt folded neatly on my porch with a note. "I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Can we talk?" I picked it up and brought it inside. I haven't decided if I'll respond yet, but I do know one thing. I'm keeping the quilt. I made it for someone who deserved it. Turns out that person was me.